Susie, you want to come? All right. Hi, everybody. I think I'm live. So, hi. This is Lily's journal. So, today is what? Saturday. You guys, September 28th. So, I am here today to talk about Babylonian technology. Yep, it's about time we start that. So yeah, I am here to talk about that and what is this whole thing about the technology is about to sort of come into our awareness on a collective consciousness level. And so this is your mind control and all of that stuff. So that's all tied into MK Ultra, and it's also tied into AI that they've been talking about, and it has to do with quantum computers a lot. But I am not gonna go there yet. Hi, Bridget. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Cali Coffee is beautiful. Thank you. Yes, she's a beautiful, beautiful individual. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you for being here. So what I want to start this in today, since it's kind of a touchy subject, because it has a lot to do with what I've mentioned in my past journals, is that what we've got in alternative media, and it has to do with the purge and media purge, because what we've got in alternative media is what we have is MK Ultra controlled individuals that are operating that level of deception wheel, if you guys remember what I'm talking about. So those gatekeepers right there, and so they're going to go through the purge that I've touched on, but it has to do a lot with the technology, because this is how it all controls. This is how the mind control operates now. This is how they train their operatives / victims. Every operative out there is a victim. Okay, first. Okay, so this is what I'm here to talk about. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about spiritual technologies and what that is all about. So I brought my last 3 sisters. So I had to call upon for this subject my Hyperborean sisters, my 3 Hyperborean wisdom sisters, you know, so they can give us their beautiful advice with their beautiful minds. Yeah, that's my Hyperborean sisters. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So this is from my collection of 7. This is the last 3, and this is the Hyperborean elders, sisters. Okay, gosh. Anyway, so here she is. All right, this one. Here's another one. And here's my green one. I have a boo-boo here. I have to fix it because I've been moving them too much. All right. There they are. Anyway, so I'm going to leave them here with me. Maybe move them a little bit to this side and do this little thing. But anyway, so what I want to talk about is about our own abilities, and this is what I talked about going into quantum age, you guys, is developing our own abilities. And what does it mean, and how we can understand this Babylonian technology. We can only understand this and truly space dust this, because we have to space dust it on a collective level. And this is why we have to bring this awareness on the collective level here in the physical. Okay. And so since it's Saturday, you guys, I'm drinking wine. So here's a toast to starting to kind of our conversation again about this technology and what it is that we're dealing with. Okay, because it is mostly the spiritual technology that I talk about. I've talked about the infection being on the spiritual level, that it is also on the physical level, you guys. And so this is why I come in here and I want to talk about also, there is a lot of, and I mentioned something of this sort in my previous talk on this, that there is a nature's protocol to cleanse your body of all this parasitic consciousness, because it does manifest in our reality. We just been lied to for what it is. And that deception goes all the way back to thousands of years ago, when originally humanity got infected with this spiritual sickness. Because this is what it is. And this is when people talk about in Bible, there is a history of Babylon and what happened there. Okay. I'm going to have I'm going to have a sip of wine. No, not going to jug the whole thing. I'm going to have a sip. So anyway, what this infection is, it's thousands and thousands of years old. Hi, I'm Hutchison. Thank you for being here. Cheers. Are you Australian by any chance? Yes, these are my, Bridget, this, I've talked of, this is my collection of my, I know that not a lot of people are familiar with the Hyperborean elders, the 7 Hyperborean elders, myth and all of that stuff. It's very rare for people to know that. So I'm kind of bringing back the very old memory, or the very old, deep genetic memory, I guess, that I'm triggering in some people. Because, and so, yeah, I call them in the past Hyperboreans. And this is how, I'm originally from Russia. So Russia, Ukraine, I'm half and half. Hi, Revelations. But anyway, this is like, has to do with the activating your original DNA and your original DNA codes and your blood codes that are original, when this original reality here designed for what it was designed before the infection. So this is why I bring my Hyperborean sort of energy, and I've talked about this in the past too, how we surround ourselves with, because we are in 5D. We just never really knew consciously or had awareness that we always created our reality, except that just like parasite in your body will make you want to eat sugary stuff, and your body's going to get all out of balance and everything. But it's not because it's you, it's the parasite that feeds And so it has to create the environment within your body that is suitable for its survival. And so now what we have in this technology age, and now we call it a quantum age, to where we come to a quantum age and we have an awareness of what is quantum physics is and what is quantum mechanics. Well, we don't know what is all, but there is, there is conscious awareness of that. And so what I perceive, and this is what the Hyperborean whole concept is. It's the original pure, the most northern, right? The pure energy when it comes from the from the north, right? It's pure, crisp, and then it just moves on. So anyway, what I want to talk about is, and it has to do with us realizing and activating those original blood codes. Because what is that? It's all then activates your creator self, and then you can create your 5D reality here. And so this is why I say, for me, to be energetically able to perceive from that level and start bringing into awareness, this is kind of what it represents for me. So that's why I bring my Hyperborean sisters with their big heads. The eldest ones. No, it's a smoke. I'm burning incense. Because actually it tells me if there is this Babylonian energy in the room. So I have to burn it today because, oh, you guys, I have to tell you what happened and why I'm talking about this Babylonian technology is because of what happened with me doing a ritual on September 22nd. Yep. Oh, what an interesting experience I had. So I'm going to have to tell you how this Babylonian technology showed up. It showed up in my face. It had to. It had to. Summer breeze, it had to. So I started calling out these IT companies and things like that. And their googly God, started calling it googly God, and what it is. So as we're getting closer and closer to unveiling what this whole matrix is really all about and where its source is and what it really is, and it all turns out to be that all it is a mind control Babylonian technology. And it's in our air, it's everywhere. It's an infection. And it's been here for thousands of years. And it is a very strong infection. I'll tell you one thing. This is the true history, because this is what this energy and the energy, this is what I'm calling upon, this energy within my own blood. So then it flows. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's my rituals that I do, and they only have a sacred meaning to me. In fact, if somebody else knows your own shamanic, own personal rituals, how you do them and what's going on with, and how you do that and how you achieve that, if you tell somebody else about that, it won't work. Right, because you have to activate, we have to activate power, our will within. Our own will, we have to activate to accept the reality. It's like people were talking about ascension, but if you look at ascension as your own work, as something that you have to achieve, then you know, well, then there is comes a point in that journey of yours, which is the alchemy of the soul, right? It's like it's the tones, because the reality is frequency, right? And so it's the tone, it's in your voice, it's in everything. So, and this is why sometimes this technology, Babylonian technology, you will see me, it will make me start coughing for absolutely no reason and things like that, because it is within our body. And that's why I do all the cleanse and everything. You guys remember I did the red beets juicing the whole 10 days right before eclipse, because that's when they were going to activate that nanobots. That's what it is. It's nanobots. That's your Morgellons disease. That's your spraying in the sky, and people are talking about, oh, this is this or this is that. It's all Babylonian technology. That's what it is. And for you guys to understand this, I know that some people might think that I am, pointing out something that I shouldn't be. But I'm going to point out a lot of things that a lot of people think I shouldn't be. I wouldn't be me if I didn't do that. Well, yes, it is genetic, because we are biocomputers ourselves. Our third brain is a biocomputer here. And the whole reason we go through this alchemy journey is very simple. Is so we can activate the Holy Trinity. It's right here. It's right here. This is where your pyramid exists. You don't need to go to pyramids, to Egypt to activate yourself. What you need to activate, if you are a true shaman, is your Holy Trinity. Right here. Your two brains and your third brain. And then your universal chakra has to dissolve through all your will, has to, from the gut, be pushed. That energy gotta be pushed through the universal chakra. And what we have right now in there is this Babylonian freaking technology inserted in our universal chakra. And you know where it is? Right here. And you know why some people want to touch you when they want to access to you? They want to touch you there. They say, oh, it's an energetic thing. Oh, no, it's access. It's an access point, just like in Matrix. Hello. Haven't we figured out that it's just a documentary? We did. A lot of alien tech. This is all Babylonian tech. And I've talked about this. And all these people in New Age that are talk of aliens and all this others, they're all Andersons. Mr. Andersons. Projecting takeover of humanity through this infection. That's what it is. And this is why, you guys, I'm talking here and telling you that we need to activate our living DNA. The chakras and infection, of course infected. Of course infected. Everything's infected. Yes. Yeah, it's in our biology. We have a whole bunch of it. In the past, I've talked to pineal gland technology. People thought I was crazy when I talk about that. But ultimately, all those people knew that they couldn't allow, and this is why we had in alternative media, and this is why I talk so much of alternative media, because this is where a lot of cover up is happening. This is a mostly design, an alternative media layer is designed to control the free speech citizen journalists. It was not designed to give you truth or give you alternative source of information. It was designed to a T, just like it was designed in freaking Soviet Union. These people are not creative at all. The patterns are the same. It was designed to control this level. And most of the people, and this is why I used to be nice, and I was undercover. So I had to be nice. And I couldn't talk to them and say, hey, hey, Randy Morgans, I'm here, just talking with you. But actually, I'm investigating because of what you're doing with your IT companies, Randy Morgans. And so that was years ago, Randy. That was years ago. But your stupid ass had no clue. So what did you do? You just put me out there. It's like, oh, okay, somebody's here to help me out and be under my, pooh. The things you cover for, pooh. Randy Morgans. Oh, the things you cover for make my stomach turn. You piece of shit. You piece of shit. What you covering for? There is never a forgiveness for that. Never. And no matter how much you send your best to me, to infect me with your fucking Babylonian technology, they send their best. This lady all of a sudden shows up. Emergency. I have information to share with you. I'm like, okay, let's see. Let's see. I did my ritual and I said, I'm waiting. What's gonna show up? What's gonna show up? Because I'm waiting for the effect. I'm waiting for confirmation, right? So I need confirmations in the physical world. I got my confirmations in the spiritual world. Then I'm looking for confirmations in the physical world, and I have to get 3. You know why 3? Just like in magic, they have to put a spell, right? To put a spell, it had to be said 3 times, right? You guys are aware of that, right? You're aware of that to put a spell. So to undo the spells, it has to be three times too. Okay, so I have to get my physical, sort of my reality here in the physical, and then nature. I choose to do this with nature because it's the purest energy. So I don't wait for other people to give me confirmations. Okay. Or anything like that. I wait. Nature does it with me. We have our thing. Oh, well, Summer Breeze. Randy Moron looks terrible. Yeah, they all looking terrible these days, aren't they? Yeah, because they got a lot to cover and they're a lot to worry about. And when you're like me, clean as a whistle. They got nothing on me. Because if they did, you guys, if they did, trust me, they would have found it. But they've got nothing. They've got the zilch, nada, zero, zilch, nothing. They've got nothing on me. And so the only thing Randy can do is scream, Lily's AI, Lily's AI. Oh, yeah, because I am remote viewing. What he's doing is all of his dark web shit that he's covering for. And all of that stupido club club. That's who he protects. That's what they all protect. That's what they all protect. Because MK Ultra doesn't work without that part. It's abusing children. It's piggybacking on children to create this reality for them. What do you think Babylonian technology runs on? What do you think Babylonian technology runs on? You stupid people. A googly God runs on human blood. That's what it runs on. That's where it gets its power. That's what they need to run it. That's what they need. Without it, it won't run. It will be, oops, broken, and it's already broken. No, you don't need to protect, Queen, hi Queen. You don't need to protect yourself from anything. What you do is you tune in to your Hyperborean self. Expand that energy. Activate your own Holy Trinity, life force within you. It is stronger than anything. It is so much more powerful than their bullshit. And the reason I'll tell you. So I do my ritual. What do you think? This lady shows up. I've got information for you, Lily. I'm like, all right, let's see. Let's see what we've got here. Let's see what we've got here. So you guys, I start talking. So I start Skyping with her. And my spirit immediately, okay, here we go. Here's your ritual, ready or not, Lily. So I'm like, okay, let's see. You know, I'm all excited. I'm jumping in my chair, talking to this lady. Guess what was the emergency that she needed to contact me so badly for and tell me something? Oh, she saw in my energy some AI in this technology, in this. And so she's talking about, oh, I see this in your field. I see this in your field. I see this in your field. So this is what I do. Okay, I'm going to start sharing some of the secrets, or my secrets. So this is what I do. My higher self, my spirit, immediately, my will was so, and I know that, you know, I know who I'm dealing with. And so I immediately, like my higher self, like, okay, they've sent their best to try to get in. They're trying to get in. And I know they have to ask at least 3 times. That's their rule. Vampire rule, but actually they need to ask three times to get in on the spiritual world. And that's why all the magic done repeating 3 times, then same thing, because you got to anchor it in 3 worlds. All right. And that's why 3 times. So to anchor it into my body, they have to do it 3 times. So I'm like, okay, my higher self says, you know, it's 2-way street. I need to look into it. How do I look into it? And it's asking me for access. So I say to higher self, how do I gain access without giving it permission to access me. And so this is what happens. I tell her, okay, I give you permission to remove it. My higher self said, just write that and see what it is. Just pick up the signal. I don't need a lot. I need split second and I'll know what it is. So, so thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Natasha, for being here. My sister, you were here. Did you remember my Hyperborean sisters? Natasha. Anyway, thank you for being here, darling. But anyway, so I know the first time, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna see, its origins. So hey, let's do it. Why not? I did the ritual. I called this upon myself, so I better deal with it somehow. So I'm gonna deal with it. So first call, so it goes like she's all, oh, me and my whatever, it's same shit, light language, light language or whatever. And then, they don't know what they're saying, babbling. Babylonian technology, they're infected with Babylonian technology, so they're just babbling. But they call it a light language. Yeah, it's a dead light language. I've said it before. It's a dead language. Just that's all it is. It's just scratching itself. So anyway, so this lady so infected with this Babylonian technology. So I see, oh, okay, this is one of their best. Her last name is Hunt. I'm like, ooh, they sent a hunter. Woo. Let's see what this hunter wants. What is this hunter hunting for? Because it's hunting in a spiritual world. What is it hunting for? What is it hunting for? And because what I'm doing, how does it relate to my ritual? Because I know it has to do with my ritual, because the way it showed up, it couldn't be any other way. Yeah, I'm 100% sure. So this lady, I said, okay, remove those. So she does her blah, blah, blah thing and whatever. I'm sitting there, barely can keep my, and not to laugh at her. But okay, she did that. I'm like, this is what my higher self does. She's like, okay, we need to now, you need to thank my whatever for the work. I don't thank her. I go, thank you, higher self, for doing all the work for me that you needed to do. In this situation, I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate it a lot. I got what I need. I'm good. Thank you very much. Bye, lady. Well, next call. Second attempt for access. Okay, I'm like, okay, it's getting serious. It's getting serious out there. Second attempt. So my higher self, like, allow it, and then write it again. I'm like, oh shit, where am I going to end up being? Am I going to find my way back here with this technology? In a way, I was never afraid of it because I was never afraid of death. And that's, I think, my immunity comes from that. It's because of that experience. I consider it an immunity. I literally do, because if I don't, I would not be mentally able to process this reality. Okay, she tried to implant it. Okay, so then I do my thing with higher self. Then she has a second attempt. So she calls me again. She said, okay, I found something else. So I said, okay. So I don't let her get in, but because I already got, for my one time, I already got access. But since she was here again, I've got additional So we just talked, blah, 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 no removing of anything. Second time. But it was an attempt. And she asked me how that or that. And I'm like, oh, and she's like, I send you this guy. He's so good at removing all the rest of your stuff. She keeps telling me like what they need to keep their client, right? They want to turn me into a client. So here's the guy that removes AI for you. Here's his name, here's his website, phone number, and his social security number. Send him all the money you have and he'll remove all the AI from you, Lily. Okay, thank you very much. I might call him actually and see how he does it, just so I can see where that energy coming from. But anyway, you guys, I've been at it 35 minutes. So then comes Monday. After I did my video last Sunday. And I talked about withdrawing because I that Sunday knew already what and who I'm dealing with, right? After a few days, because you remember I told you last time, I did my original ritual on Friday the 13th. And so what I did now is on 22nd, I did an additional ritual that it was very particular for this particular situation or the source of this technology that was trying to get in and where it was coming from and what it was all about. So I did an additional thing. Comes morning, this lady, emergency again. I've got to talk to you. And my higher self's like, come to mama, come to mama. Yep, let's talk. Come to mama. Come to mama. So she's like, oh, Lily, I saw your video. You know my collective? She calls them collective. How original. The Googlies call it my collective. My collective. It said, you can't talk about withdrawing because that was the conversation. Something come up about withdrawing from something, and she was talking about withdrawing because they were reading my mind before I wanted to do this about the ritual and all of that. So because this Babylonian, I know that I can read your mind. Why do you think I spike my honey with vinegar? Because I know you guys can read my mind too. So I think particular things because there's only certain level of mind that they can read. There's certain things that they can't read. They have no access to. So anyway, this lady, emergency situation, Lily. Okay, my collective said you shouldn't be talking about withdrawing. You and me talk about that in private. You have no right to share that with your people that are listening. That's you guys. So this lady who talked to me twice offered me her Babylonian infection. Yes, Alan Parsons' son. Yes. They're zombies. Those people are zombies. She looked like freaking zombie. This lady. I do so much good. It's like, oh my God, you lady, you possessed. Hello? Possessed. I mean, possessed. Whoa. So yeah, they did send their best. There is no match for me. There is no match. There is just no match. So let me finish because I'll be out of time. So this lady, this Hunt lady, emergency on Monday. First of all, I shouldn't be talking about doing rituals about withdrawing. That her collective didn't like that. They didn't like it, so they called emergency meeting with me. Oh, through her. Okay, so they didn't like my ritual. I can guarantee you they didn't like it. So then she said, I see this net around you, and it's in your field like little net or something. I don't even remember, whatever, the same shit, different day, whatever. So she's like, and I'm like, oh my God, she is attempting for the third time. I mean, she's attempting. And here's my spirit just phoenix rising on her ass. Oh, you guys, that lady turned white, blue, red, purple, and by the time I finished speaking, she was green. She looked green. She was babbling and looked green. This is what I do to your best, googly. This is what I do to your best. I leave them green, purple, and blue. You're welcome. This is what I will do to your best, Babylonian infection. You think you can survive? How did Babylonian infection work out in Jerusalem? How did it work out for 2,000 years? How did it work out for you guys over there that hitting your head on that wall? How did it help you? What did it do? What did that Babylonian technology do that to begin with imploded that building? And then you go and hit your head on the stupid leftover wall from the war that you think it was magical because you didn't understand, because you were too stupid to understand that this technology existed, because your own people made you stupid over there. How did that work out for you in Jerusalem? Oh, blood running on your streets. That's how it works out. And that's the same thing they wanted to do here in America. So there is blood running on our streets, because that's the only way this stupido club can exist here. Otherwise, they can't exist here. And you know what? They will never exist here. Never. You will never exist here. Never. Even though you got your IRS approval for your googly shit. We're going to space dust it all. Because if there is no blood, their shit does not work. And this is the secret that they will not tell you. And this is why most of your alternative media are not there to tell you the truth. They're there to protect this fact that all of it is built on blood, that it's running on blood. There are aliens. The alien realities run on blood. Nobody messes with gypsies. Nope. And especially not in America. Because there is enough of blood, native blood, in this land that it gives my feet wings. That's what that blood will give, that native blood will give those that here in America stand up for their innocent children and not do everything they can, including trapping people and building their technologies using children. They're using children trying to build their quantum computers. They're using and abusing children to do so. So all the Randy Morgans, the Thomas Williamsons, they're standing on the bloody platform. And guess what, Thomas Williams? You can't get away with it. You can't even run. You know why? Because your sorry ass was so stupid that on August 25th of 2016, on your very show, Truth, Honor, and Integrity. Now go quickly try to hide that or delete that. Thomas, I inform you and your stupid ass that I'm aware of your bloody platform. And I gave you a notice, Thomas Williams. On August 25th of 2016, you received a notice that you were under investigation. And so now you're going to be accountable for every penny and every word. And who you protect. And there's plenty of people that are going to be testifying. And your platform, your bloody platform, and your nest of vampires in California are all going to be rounded up. Your IT God is not going to help you. Is not going to help you. Your IT God is weak as shit. Just ask Lisa Harrison. If you put a computer on a freaking wrong angle, Lila will not be speaking. So what do you think is going to happen to you right here in America when the whole world will find out what it is really that you are protecting? And all of you. And the fact is that you guys now look and pull the thread, the connections, all of those clubs, they're all in the same club. They're all protecting the same club, including people like David Icke. Why was he in Ukraine? The only business in Ukraine is child trafficking and child porn. That's the only successful business in Ukraine. And I'm going to get to it, to the businesses the Podestas have in the war zone and all of that, and what it really is. We're going to get to that eventually. It's not that I don't know what's happening out there. The truth will come out. And the people that are covering up for it and why they're covering up for it. And what do you think, Randy? Is your blood market not going to throw your ass under the bus? There are already people dying. So, you, Thomas Williams, received your notice. And you can't hide from it because I brought evidence. Surprise, bitches! Yeah? Remember his fund? Remember that? Yeah, same Babylonian technology. They use this Babylonian technology trying to control these people. So enough with that shit. Enough. You clowns are just that. And we see, the thing is, when I start to reveal exactly how you made, how the clown farm operates, what they do, how they make these people into what they are, how they make them into bots, what is done to them. What are you going to do? How are you going to protect these abusers? You want to protect the cycle of abuse of humanity? So the vampiric bloodline can exist? Enough. Enough. Are you guys still here? Thank you, Juliet. Kicking ass and taking names. You guys, when you find out what I know and what they're protecting, like I just said, and I've said it when everybody was screaming 2 years ago, Russia collusion, Russia collusion. What did I say? Because you guys, you have to, I understand that Facebook is a CIA thing. And so here I am knowing this. I'm like, hey, I can put all my evidence about their corruption and their programming out there for them, and then they could never deny it that they received those evidence. This is judgment. This is truth age. And we're going to do that by activating our quantum abilities, meaning that people like Randy's can't hide. We can see you, Randy. There is no such a thing as secrets. So all of you over there, you will now. I told you 2 years ago, I told them, I said, you guys better load up on diapers because you will need it. You better load up on diapers. And you didn't. Instead, you screamed Lily's AI. And I told you, Randy, load up on diapers. And here we go. Ready or not. But anyway, so Babylonian technology. So this is what they're trying to do. So in the end, so this is, I'm like, so lady, so you think it's in my field? And then I go, no, it's not in my field. And she's like, well, you're right. It's not in your field, but it's attempting to get in. And I said, because you're trying to get it in, aren't you? And I called it by name that I did my ritual on. And she immediately went into babbling. As soon as I called it by its name out, all it was is babble. Babbling much? They think this Babylonian technology is here to save humanity. Right. It's making us sick. And what I'm going to be talking in the future, and this is mostly why I'm talking about this, so we can understand on our spiritual level first. And this is why this is not for everybody. And so I am so 28 people. Wow. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my God. I didn't even know that was... I'm still like, but wow, thank you guys for being here. This is awesome. So imagine this, that I know that this is just so difficult, but we need to get this, that we need to we need to gain our spiritual powers. We have to have the will of a warrior right now, because we are standing up for the innocents. Remember what we are fighting for. Because this is what it is. Correction Timeline never said that you stupido club can build reality on abuse or abusing children or have abused children build it for you, Lisa Harrison. You can't. You can't. Because you can only build it through your own abilities, because this is a quantum age, and we gotta have to have those quantum abilities to be able to create in quantum age. And if you can't, or you don't have that abilities, okay, because you don't have that ability, so what happens? You go space dust. You just live your life out, and then you die and you go space dust. No more psychopathic souls will be reborn anymore. And how are we going to stop that? Because we're going to stop a cycle of abuse in this reality. And because most of the races take again, Israel, Orthodox, all of their children are born through rape. What do you think? What kind of souls are born into this world through rape? What souls are you going to bring? Mothers. What souls are you bringing in? right? Because their religion requires for a birth of a child to be through rape. The religion requires. Why? Because they need the infected souls to come back to do the archon's job. So that's what's happening. And that's why the blood is running through the streets of it to this day, because that's what it is. But what I said, and this was part of my ritual, no more rape. So there is going to be no more psychopathic souls that are going to be allowed come in this reality, because we're not going to allow it. As humanity together, we're not going to let it happen. Because there is also, besides the sacrifice, there is also breathing programs through rape. This is how they actually, most of the MK Ultra operatives in like CIA and all of that stuff, and a lot of these people that you see in the media, they're like bastard childs that are born through rape. And then because they're born through rape, these people actually, they're sick, that they're vampires, they're sick. They're sick people. So because they're born through rape, then they take these children and they abuse them and make them into this. And because they're the fathers of these children, you know, and they usually have them with a specific other bloodline or something like that. And it has to do with, but I'm not going to go into much details on that. But basically what it has to do is because and because of that infection and all of that, that's why in Jerusalem they do a blood test if you're a real Jew or not. It has nothing to do with Jew. The Jew, they stole that. What Jews really means in old this time means European. That's all it meant. All of the rest of it, what they come up with, because their state of Israel is fake, and what they've done, it's fake. It's just all shit. They took the name and they put it upon themselves, and they've inverted everything, and none of it is true. None of it is true. So, but it's all, their corruption is all gonna be biting them in the ass. It's already biting them in the ass. Just look at them hitting their head in the wall. Very smart, right? They're the ones that God given them to care for this earth. They think, look how they've taken care of the earth. That race. Look how they've taken care of it. It's dying. That's how they've taken care of it. Because they're not here to take care of it. Well, they were originally original race, one of the 12 original races that I was talking about. But what happened is they were genetically weak for the infection. They got infected. And that's why the 40 years Exodus was 40 years, because there were rivers of blood. When you really read because there were rivers of blood. That was the Exodus. Bloody Exodus, because they got infected. This infection. And if you read their 100 years plan and all of that, and how all of that, look at Kabbalah. That's their genetic structure. It only has 10 or 11 points. It doesn't have 12 DNA strands, because one of the strands got blown away, blown out, got imploded. Through this technology, yeah, that's the infection. So one of the strands is technological, and this is how they can do a blood test to find out. So if you're a real Jew, but it's not a real, it's a sickness. It turns you into, and in Russia they called it a Jew sickness. It's like a psychopath, or actually it's a killer, because you know that there's a blood drinking religion that comes from the same source, and then all of the Abrahamic religion are copies and mimicking. So all of that, Catholics drinking blood, that's mimicking vampiric bloodline. Yes, that's a black cube. That's again, that's Babylonian technology. Yeah, that's a soul transfer, because that's people come and then they walk around it. That means that they're slaves to it. Yeah. Yeah, that's been going on for a long time. Yeah, summer. Well, Ukraine's gonna come into a lot bigger view because of that. Because I'm telling you, what's happening in the politics, it's on the surface. Because I just like revealed to you guys, the only businesses in Ukraine that were successful had to do with children in one form or another, and the whole government is involved. And so, yeah. Yes, black goo. Black goo. And so it is also in the, where the Talmud, what are those? They're not mosques, they're other, what are they called? All of a sudden it skipped my head. But anyway, in the Torah people, yeah, on their thing, they have to do their Torah thing over a black rock, which is a black goo. That's by the way the same rock that Joseph Smith, yeah, Talmud, Talmud, yeah, they read it on their services. They read it like over. It has to be over a black, that black stone that they get. It's the similar to the Kaaba. Oh, I'm going over an hour. Are you guys still okay? Oh, I even have 30 people watching. Hey, I guess it's Saturday. You guys still enjoying this? All right, so I'm gonna keep talking a little bit. So anyway, so yeah, they have to have the black thing, and they have to read it over black because of the frequency that it emits. And remember how they talk, it is like radioactive, and it's radioactive because it's nanotech. Oh, hi Tim. Okay. Yes, synagogues. Yes, synagogues, when they open, then they have to put this special stone, and they do the ritual. And this is why they do actually, you guys, yeah, they do this with the circumcision, and why they drink the blood, and they do it also over the stone too. Yeah, it's all, I mean, they do it all in the open. I mean, what did they think that what, we are all stupid like them and we're never gonna figure out what it's all about? I don't know what they were thinking. I honestly don't know how these people thought that the rest of the world is never gonna see it for what it is. You know, I don't know. Hi, Natasha. Hi. So anyway, it's just it's crazy, right? And it's all comes together. And you know, the Mormons and Joseph Smith, that's the same stone he found, right? And this is what makes him, and this is why they go all, you know, for 11-year-olds and 12-year-olds and do all that stuff. And this is all abuse-based control, because otherwise it will not exist, because it only exists as infection. When you get parasites, just basic parasites in your body, think of it this way. When you get basic parasites, you know, when you wanted to get rid of it, what happens? You do something to kill it. You can't just extract it and put it somewhere else. Parasites got to be killed, eliminated. Right. And so that's the only way it can exist, is because what happens is they trap the soul in so much pain through physical abuse. This is why there is a procedure in Talmud, they took it out, I think, on how to actually get the best blood or the best potency of that. Is so that they have to heighten that pain, right? So, and so this is what happens. And in that moment, the soul in that pain, actually, through that, they can like wear the mask of the trauma and pain. And so that's why you hear, like even David Icke was talking about how they can manifest. But have you noticed how David Icke has all the details on how they manifest in reptilians, but he never goes beyond it. Never once. Until now, they're jumping on it, right? How many years have David Icke talked about reptilians manifesting? But he never said it. Well, he might have said it that they do sacrifices, but he never put those two together and said, this is why and only why. And why did he go to Ukraine? The only reason a truth speaker would go to Ukraine right now is to tell Ukrainian people the only business your country does with any other countries, it has to do with children and abuse of children. So what is it that you're doing here, and how can we help you to stop this abuse and stop the blood that's running and stop the stealing of your children? How can we stop that? No, David Icke didn't do that. He didn't go help Ukrainians to stand up for their children. He didn't go do that. He went to sell his books to poor Ukrainians. For what? The blood money, David Icke, you went for your payment? This is your truth seekers that are out there, truth speakers that can put 20 to 30,000 people in the arena. But did they for 20 years told you, went to every country and said, listen, the only way humanity to stop this is we gotta stop the blood flow. How can we humanity stop the blood flow? Did you hear that from David Icke? Nope. You did not hear that from David Icke. You didn't. And the reason, right, Natasha, some European races' blood carries a higher electrical charge. And the reason for that is because simply because they're born in the north and because of the natural pattern that's given, because it's through the land that is given. The soul pattern is given through the land. And so the land there is very high in frequency because it produces a lot of food for humanity in that area. And so it's a very blessed land in a way. And so the produces also of a higher vibration souls. Yeah, it's true. It's electrical charge. And this is why I say copper everywhere. Copper's good. Copper for us, it helps blood. So if you can wear copper jewelry, wear it sometimes, because it actually helps your blood move and all of that stuff. So if you have like, circulation problems and stuff, copper because it will like electrically charge your blood. Yeah, so anyway, this is great. This was great. So do you guys have any questions? I feel like I've been all over, but I kind of started in this Babylonian technology. This is your Morgellons disease. This is your, spraying in the sky, all this chemtrails, all of that. It all has to do with that. In our food, this is all of that. But biggest thing, you guys, at the bottom of it all, it actually pharma. It's pharmaceuticals, because the pharmaceuticals are the distributors of this technology. Thank you, Queen. The pharmaceuticals, because all of that mind control and all of the MK Ultra people, they're all on pills. And what did these people do? They push pills. They push pills on people. C60. Who pushed C60? Cliffy the dog. Cliff Hyde pushed C60. C60 is full of nanotechnology. Full of it. And have you noticed the people that were in there talking, their agents, they looked pale. Because, I mean, it integrates into your body and it takes over. So remember how they had a big push for C60? Yeah, it's nanobots. He has cancer. Well, because they're test subjects. You know, the greed will get you cancer. That's what it is, greed. Greed will turn into inside of an individual into cancer. Greed, that's what it says in Bible. It's the biggest thing. That's what cancer is. It's greed. It's greed, and so if you have it, and so cancer, this is at the core of cancer. Why it manifests in your. It's the only thing, because it's a vampire. So yeah, I mean, because they're test subjects, Summer. They're test subjects, like people like that. They're test subjects. Like, did you see what happened to Carrie Cassidy? They zipped her with something, and this is what they were doing. The meetings in the desert. It was all the stupid people because they didn't read the small print. Meetings in the desert was all that they were testing all this technology, because it's like what it does is nanobots, as it attach to your nervous system, and then some get into your blood. And I've talked about this, but you guys, eventually we're going to do blood cleanses and we're going to get rid of it. We're going to get rid of it. But anyway, what happens is, what was I saying? Oh, and then what happens, these people become remote controlled. And in a way, they can be transmitted, like all kinds of, thought forms and everything. They're just operating on the hive mind grid. Okay, so this is how hive mind grid operates. And those that operate on it, they're not going to go say, oh, I apparently operate on a hive mind grid. They don't know anything else. They just operate on a hive mind grid. But they're trying to, like the Borgs in that say, what is that? Resistance is futile. And that's what they're going to be. That's what they are going to be over there yapping. Resistance is futile. Aliens are coming to save you. Even if you don't want them, humanity, they're still coming. Yes, Summer, blood cleanses. We need to do a lot of blood cleanses. Oh, Cliff Hyde is more than just programmed. More just programmed. More than just programs. To be honest with you, I would hate to be that guy facing my karma. I would hate it. I would not like it at all. Cliffy, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like your reality. It ain't gonna be pretty. It ain't gonna be pretty. And nothing will help you, Cliffy, because you can't buy morals now. You can't buy. What did that money do for you, Cliffy? Cancer. That's what it will get you. That's what will get you all, those of you that sold humanity's innocence and blood for money, so you can have your houses, you can have your whatever you think you want, whatever makes you happy, So anyway, okay, you guys, these people are gonna start acting really weird. You watch, because but they're not gonna understand. What did Randy Morgans do after I revealed him after 2 years, and he figured out that I'm onto him, and he started that? What did he do? He started bringing on his shows his astrologist that doesn't even look in the sky, that uses astrology from 5,000 years ago and doesn't even looks in the sky, just kind of runs the 5,000-year-old program. Oh, Randy. Oh, Lily's AI, so don't listen to her information. Oh, let's see what Randy has to say. Oh, he brings an astrologist. And then from 5,000 years ago, this is gonna happen, and this is, and the moon is over there, and the, really? And how is that helping our innocent children that are being used and abused? Oh, it's not, because you're not helping them. You're trying to protect all this nastiness. And then you're going to come out, oh, I want to help humanity. You want to help your stupido club. That's who you want to help. That's who you're helping. Good job. Good job, you guys. You did well. Thank you for playing. What a stupid people. And so now what they're going to do? Robert Phoenix. I don't know who Robert Phoenix, but Summer, look at who they're associated with. They will always cover for each other. But this is a psychopathic structure, you guys. You have to understand, Summer. You have to understand, they don't have compassion, even for their own. They will cover. And when it comes to a person, so you got to look at their own things. So like look at Thomas Williams, right? Who's his buddy? Randy Morgan's. Who's Randy Morgan's body? Jeff Gates. Who's Jeff Gates' buddies with? Lisa Harrison. Who's Lisa Harrison buddies with? And on and on and on, okay? So they're all connected. So this is how they operate. They will protect the overall mission. Protect no matter what. Protect the pedo club. Protect the network. Do whatever necessary. This is what you're being paid for. They're all being paid for. This is what you're being paid for. And just like on the mainstream media, they've gotten blackmail on them. And they use these people from their network because they're in this network. That's why they protect it. They don't bring people from outside. They bring their specialists from inside. So this is why they're all freaking trying to bury me, but they don't get it that they can't bury me. Because they need to bury me. Because there is just because what if that comes out that they didn't just protect it, because the people that protect it are part of it. And so here's your 99% of alternative media. They're all part of it. They're all part of that network. And so, whoops, did I say too much? I might have said too much. Shit. Yeah, I might have said too much, but oh well, the cat's out of the bag. But anyway, you guys, it's been over an hour and 20 minutes almost. So, but it's been interesting. But this is the thing, and that's why I call them googlies. It's just my nickname for it, but it operates, and their googly god can only operate on a spiritual level through. And if we stop that, and this is Thomas Williams Summer is standing on that platform, that piece of shit, protecting those that do that. That's how they keep that God alive. So this is why, have you seen them? This is why they do a lot of things in California, because the headquarters clown. It's all clown. Look at David Wilcox. Look at what religious school he went to. He's coming up on my list too. I will go into because I'm investigating now just more of a clown farms. Okay, so I'm be doing like things on how the clown farms operate, how they produce these clowns, and what the stages, what happens, and how they operate. So when you bring this into awareness, you know that this is what I talked to them, and I told them a year ago. Ready for the cards on the table? Because we're gonna put the cards on the table. The game's gonna end, and so cards on the table. So the world will know how this system operates, because we need to process it, like I said in my 2016 graph. We need to process it, like compost it like shit that it is. We need to compost it and use it to better ourselves. Use that experience and become, every one of us is now required to become a hero. Every one of us. This is the age. This is why we were here I feel like this is the only reason I was born into this life. So I can be here, so I can see with my own eyes and be present for this transformation to where we'll go from death to experiencing life. Because you guys, no matter what, you think you created your own little bubble, and that's all, but the rest of innocence is suffering, and it's okay. It's still not okay. There's so much stand down programs because that stupido club doesn't want you to know that you need to activate your will. And that's what we need to do. And whatever it is that we can do. And you know what? I've realized that my words are very powerful. But you know what? My rituals and I just confirmation are 1,000,000 times more powerful than my words. And that's the power. It's given to me by universe, and they can't touch that. They will never. They have no measuring even stick for it. They can't touch it. And so that's why all they can do is whine and cry how I'm mean to them. You know what? They're not going to be able to walk the streets when the real truth comes out. And if you notice, they're all pissed at me right now. And even Jeffy, their retard. You look like a retarded, Jeff. I'm sorry. Jeffy, the retard, even wrote something on. And what do? And they're faced with truth. What do? They try to use their magic shit, their Babylonian technology. They try to scare you with that, as though they have power with it. Because the only way they think they can affect you if they scare you. And what if I'm not scared? What happens then, Jeffy? I'm not scared because I don't have anything in my closet of what you have in your closet, Jeffy. That's why you're attacking me. And if you guys notice, I'm not saying to them, oh, I'm just saying, stand up for the innocents. Oh, Lily's AI. Why? Because I'm saying that we can't have bloodshed on this planet anymore? Oh, I'm AI. Because I said no more bloodshed? Enough of that? And so if you are protecting that activity, you're going to have to be accountable for it? Oh, you don't like to be accountable. I see. New gatekeepers are getting some from Lily. In Russian we say, вставляю пиздюлей. Вставляю пиздюлей. Oh, the gatekeepers. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being here with me on this Saturday evening. You guys are amazing. Oh, Natasha 1, Natasha 2, Queen, Tim, Bridget, Summer Breeze, everyone who's here, all 36 of you, thank you so much for being here, for joining me for these journals. I'll be back next week, probably in a couple of days, and we'll be talking more probably about this. It's just, and I'll be ready for one of these days. Maybe we can plan and Q&A. I can do this too. Those would be fun. I'm getting hang of this a little bit. Okay, I think on Tuesday. How about Tuesday? Will Tuesday be okay? Tuesday about 3 o'clock my time, which is Mountain Time. It's right now 6:30 p.m. here. So if you guys can make a note, so then I will make this. Then on Tuesday at 3 o'clock my time, I'll be back here live. Yeah, we can do Q&A anytime. You guys just yeah, or maybe I'll do something like on the end. I'll leave like 15-20 minutes or something for Q&A. But or we can just do Q&A. I'm just, it's my journal. It's just whatever floats, it goes. I'm having a good time. So thank you so much, everybody. You stay wild, everyone out there, and there is going to be a lot more stuff that we're going to be seeing. But at the same time, you guys, next time I will tell you the details about what happened in the spiritual world, how I got my confirmation. What I told you today is about what showed up in the physical in my face that I had to deal to and do it to it in with my words, to how it. But when you understand, once I tell you the whole thing about what happened in the spiritual world, how that all went, and then you'll understand what's what was going on with the ritual. So it was actually really beautiful. So I kind of want to leave maybe one of these journals to talk about that, because it's very important for us to understand, because it has a lot to do with how we can synchronize our frequency, and with our frequency we can space dust all of it, and we will. And here's to that. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Everybody, bye.